On most days, life in the office just isn't that exciting. Last week I had a conversation with a client that was kind of interesting, and I thought, well, this would make a really good topic for a video because it comes up more often than not when we talk about managers' performance. And when you look at a lot of the personality tests, whether it's Myers-Briggs or DISC assessments, any of that kind of stuff, they tend to grade people on these two axes. One is like the relational, and other is the achievement. And they'll break it down a lot of different ways. And I'm by no means an expert in this, but here's what I see. A lot of times when you have a manager, they're gonna tend either toward the achievement side of the scale, or they're gonna go toward the relational side of the scale. And what's interesting is when I deal with clients who are struggling with managers who are high on the achievement side of the scale, the struggle is getting them to work with other people because all they see is the goal, and they know they can achieve the goal, and they just want to go do the goal. They want to make that happen. That's me. I have a really hard time bringing the team with me if I feel like we can get there faster just charging alone. And on the other side of the scale, you have managers who have a hard time holding people accountable, and they tend to be very relational. And they're not so concerned about how fast the bus is getting to the destination. They're just happy to be on it with the people who are there. And so how do you balance those two? How do you get the person who's highly relational to get super motivated to get the bus to the destination at the appointed time? And how do you get the person who's highly achievement oriented to even want to have anybody else on the bus? If I go through some of the notes and the different types of managers that we work with, and I can think of the names and the faces, there's two different ways that we typically handle it. And it has to do with appealing to the motivations that are important to each one of those two groups. So for the folks who are highly achievement oriented, what you tend to emphasize is, look, you need people on the bus with you because this is not going to scale up beyond a certain level if you don't. We're only going to be able to accomplish so much before you have to bring other people with you. You can't do this alone, or you might be able to do this alone, but that bigger thing that we want to do down the road, you're not going to be able to do that alone. So let's go ahead and get the people involved. We can get them trained up, we can experience life as a team, we can have this success, and then we can move on to bigger and better things. For that other group of managers, those that are highly relational, what you tend to emphasize is what the achievement's going to do for the people who are on the bus with them. They're very, very concerned about their well-being. They want these relationships to work. A lot of times they kind of want to be liked, maybe a little bit more than is necessary to do their job. But the thing that you can tell them is, look, if this bus is able to get to the appointed place at the appointed time, here's what it's going to do for all these people. Here's what it's going to mean to them, not just in terms of compensation and chances for advancement, but in terms of their fulfillment. If everybody's able to accomplish this thing, here's what it's going to mean for us as a team. So you have two different groups with two totally different motivations, and you can't treat them the same. What gets one group to manage better is not going to get the other group to manage as well. So you have to know not just who you're leading, but you have to know who your managers are and how they're leading. See you guys tomorrow. Time. You cannot eat tortilla chips and do this at the same time.